This is a very dangerous situation I'm putting myself in right now. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is a very precarious situation I've put myself in and all of my equipment in. Anything for the scene, am I right? Welcome to my tub! I put a singular rose in my hair. This is feeling very Marie Antoinette, and I didn't intend it to be that way, but this is just my stuff. This is just how I am. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies, we have had plenty of time to contemplate what makes us attractive to others, what about us captivates and seduces the opposite sex and even the same sex. What I hear very little about is the preparations necessary to get to that point. It's not just the makeup and the way that you talk, or even about being seen by another person. Seduction starts with you, which is why we're in the tub. This is you time. This is my time. You have to seduce yourself before anybody else. And yeah, sometimes putting on your ace outfit and beating your face into oblivion and looking into the mirror and saying, damn, I look good. Damn, I look sexy. No one can take me on. That can do it for you. And it does, all the time. But I want to discuss what happens before that. I want to bring to light the groundwork, the foundation, the things done in solitude, the activity inside your brain. Self-confidence and self-seduction go hand in hand. Self-confidence is what is achieved through self-seduction. And it's my personal belief that you can wear the costume of the goddess all you want, but you might not be able to embody her, because doing all the external stuff, like doing your hair and your makeup and picking a good outfit that makes you look attractive, and learning about body language and language, how to speak, all that stuff. Those are just the components of the outer reflection of an inner truth that you need to identify with first. Before those things, all that external stuff can even feel genuine, you need to master your self-perception and your identity first. The woman's world is within. Everything else that we do, no matter how glamorized it is, to do your hair and makeup, to look physically beautiful, that's just but a dead echo if your interior is not developed and rich. So in this video, I'm going to tell you some things that I do, things that I've learned over time that have helped me develop this rich interior. The things that I'm going to talk to you about today, it's just 5 things, but it's things that make the outside stuff that we hyper-focus on. The mask, the persona, how we're perceived externally to the outside world. The things that I'm going to talk about today are what makes those things that much more magical and captivating. And all of these things are done alone. Things that are executed in an empty room. Things that you hold with you when no one else is around. Something that nobody else can give you, except for the last one. The last one's kind of social, but the first thing that seduces me, that I seduce myself with, would be excelling at whatever I'm good at. If you have a talent, or if you don't have a talent, if you're just figuring that out, whatever it is that you have a knack for, or whatever you're interested in, excelling at that, working at that, being disciplined, and becoming dedicated to your craft or your interests, making ground at a skill and learning discipline after, let's say, you've discovered that you have a talent, working on that, that's the kind of thing, and seeing myself achieve and excel at it, that's the kind of thing that makes me feel sexy. Regardless of what I wear, regardless of my makeup, that's the interior, one of the interior kind of things that make me feel way hotter, is knowing that when I come home and I'm picking, let's say for me it's drawing, it's always been art of some sort for me, or even silly things like I started sewing clothes and designing clothing for myself using the scraps of fabric and old clothes that I used to wear and making them into something new, working on that idea and excelling at that and achieving things and creating things. Those things, which I do in solitude, they contribute to who I am and to my beauty. There's nothing more fulfilling than developing a skill. It's like carrying around a badge of honor with you at all times. And it's something that's reflected to yourself. It's a radiance that only you see. It's a glow. And this glow is something I'm going to be talking about a lot in this video. But one of the first things is definitely figuring out whatever the hell it is that you're good at, or whatever you'd like to be good at, and getting good at it or getting better at it. On that note, the second thing is going to be learning something new. I tell you, the happiest moments of my life, despite everything, is whenever I have come across a new piece of knowledge. That's the feeling you get, that dopamine rush that you get whenever you're a kid. I get that all the time because I actively seek out knowledge because I think knowledge is fascinating. It encourages us to be social with people. It encourages, and in this case, it also encourages you to feel like you've gained something. And knowledge is interesting in that way that it's not a physical possession, but you're gaining something in your mind and your knowledge, your intelligence, and it's opening up the world to you. That's super sexy to me. The world opening up and becoming your oyster. I don't care what the hell I look like. I could be aging badly, but I know that my mind is kind of like a beautiful museum. It's like the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and I can peruse the corridors and the open spaces, and I can look at all of these beautiful little ideas and pieces of knowledge that I've gathered over the years. I've talked about how my home, I want to actually collect physical possessions, but my mind is the same way. I love learning new things. And I think knowledge contributes to me as a person, to my personality, and to my beauty. And that glow I was just talking about, that glow of this glow that women talk about whenever you're pregnant, for example, is the same kind of glow that I feel that I get whenever I learn something new. It's like all of my cells turn over and they become brand new again. It's like my whole perspective on life, something is new and novel again. And in a society where we feel like things are so dead and that things have become repetitive, knowledge is always there at your fingertips, and there's always something new to learn and something to just be fascinated by. And the thing is, knowledge doesn't have to be useful at all. It can be something that you just chuckle over, or just something that you find interesting, or even if it's something that you share with somebody. Knowledge is glimmering like a glimmering jewel. Just any useless bit of it. It's wonderful. And it's like, speaking of jewels, learning, let's say I look up something in a day and I find out something cool. Like learning that, it was like finding a little bit of gold in the dirt. It's like I found a jeweler to like put that little bit of gold into a necklace or earrings, or find a placement for that diamond or that jewel, and I wear it on my chest like that badge of honor. That's what I feel like knowledge is like, and that makes me feel more beautiful, hands down. That makes me feel like a more whole, complex, interesting person. It's learning something new. The third thing that helps me to seduce me would be a well-designed interior. If you've been following me, then you know that I hate ugliness, and you know that I despise ugly surroundings. And I tell you, when I feel my hottest, when I feel my sexiest, when I'm most proud of myself, is when the apartment that I live in looks fucking fabulous, as it does right now. I feel my best whenever I am surrounded by proper aesthetics, when I am also surrounded by beauty. And I don't mean beautiful people. I just mean like beautiful surroundings that I have created for myself, because I believe in aesthetic harmony, and I believe that your surroundings, which there's plenty of documentation and research on your surroundings affecting you and your well-being. I feel my best and I feel sexiest when I walk into my house and I say, damn, this is a well-designed house. This is feng shuied out. I don't even know how to do feng shui yet, but I'll figure it out, and I'll be even happier, even sexier after I find out how to do that. Yeah, well-designed, aesthetically pleasing, harmonious domestic space is a huge deal to me. You spend so much of your time in your house, okay? If you don't live in New York in like a shoebox. I have had a few times in my life where my home did not feel like my home. And at this point in my life, I don't have any time for that. So when I am home, I make it a point to make my home feel like a home, but also a place that feels beautiful and pleasing to look at. Sometimes I just sit in my living room and I literally just look at my living room. That's how much I like it. And I feel sexy. I feel really sexy and hot laying there. The fourth thing that I have discovered on the path to self-seduction would be kind of in the same vein as the knowledge thing, but it's a little bit more acute than that. I feel even hotter whenever I realize that I have grown over time, that I have matured and my tastes have matured. And the best way to explain this is like whenever you go through a journal of yours a couple years back, like maybe 3 years ago, and then you look at what you write now. Oh man, there is no greater, sexier feeling than that. Than looking at your past self and seeing that you've grown and that you've worked at a more complex and interesting personality and who you are. Nothing feels like a greater accomplishment than seeing that physical like paper trail of who you used to be and what you are now and how much better you are now. That really gets me. I mean, I see some of this stuff like drawings even, or like writing, literature that I've gone through, and like when you look at the knowledge that I've accumulated or that you have accumulated over time and how you've documented that or how that's applied to your life, you can see where that got you. It got you to here. Wherever you go, there you are. But like all that time, the even times that you forget about, time has gone by and you are better for it. And you are more complex, more interesting, more fully formed, more mature, more womanly, more feminine, whatever it may be. You're growing, and that's great. There's no such thing as stagnation. You have to learn whether or not you want to, or whether or not it's a pleasurable thing for you. But it's just, I feel so much better knowing that 5 years ago, I was a different person and that I'm a better person now, and I will continue to grow and continue to be better. That sounds very like self-help book of me, but I really do, I'm like proud of myself, even if I'm not anything all that special. I still feel proud that like as a human being that I've gone through life and that I have something to show for it. Mentally, I have things to say and I've created things. And if you've done that too, then pat yourself on the back. Good job. No one ever congratulates you for those silly things, you know? It doesn't have to be a career or like an accomplishment that has to do with progress or whatever in the workplace or whatever. It can just be that like you're cooler than you were like 5 years ago. It could literally be that simple. So yeah, sexy. It is getting so fucking hot in here. I should not have shut the door in here. Whoa. The last thing we're going to talk about today, my lovely people, is the path to self-seduction has to do, yes, this is the social aspect, but you can still feel this whenever you're alone, is I feel that much hotter, that much sexier. I have seduced myself when I realize I look at the people around me and I'm proud. I'm a proud person to say this is my friend. This is somebody I associate with. You are a patchwork of those you surround yourself with. And if you do not feel like you are, when you're introducing your friend to your parents or another friend or whatever, your boyfriend or whatever, if you don't feel like you're showing them like the crowning jewel of the universe, if you don't feel like you've just found like a sacred artifact that archaeologists haven't discovered yet and you're showing it to your friend, then why is that person in your life? That person, that lame person, is affecting you. Get rid of them. I look at like my friend, I don't have very many friends for this reason, okay? But I am so proud of the friends that surround me because we all contribute to one another, and I would not be who I am today without them. And it shows on me and it shows on them. And we all have that glow because we're so goddamn cool. My friends are like prized gems in my life. Sometimes I like look at my friend, you know, this rare moment when you're actually like thinking this deeply about something, but I'm like, oh my God, I literally can't even believe this person exists. I can't believe this person exists, and then we met each other at the same time. It seems like a force of nature or like some strange abnormality or anomaly. Like, how did we meet? Does Does this transcend multiple lifetimes? Is it that spiritual? You got to think of your friends like that. You got to be proud of the people that you're around, because you are going to be their product. As much time as you spend by yourself, your influences, you have influences. They can be your friends, or they can be somebody you looked up on the internet, a celebrity, a writer, a musician, whatever it may be. Let's say you don't have any friends in life and you show somebody this author or this painter and be like, this person, oh my God, you need to look into them. They are so, so cool. Then be proud to show them that, because whatever you are showing to the other person, let's say, you are giving that person an idea, a little piece of you. It is a direct reflection. Your friends are a direct reflection of who you are, what you tolerate, what you don't, what you find fascinating. Your friends are extremely important, and I do not have one friend in my life that I regret or do not want to have in my life. Absolutely not. There's no goddamn time for that. I'd rather be alone than have to deal with people that I don't like, or that bother me, or that hurt me, or irritate me, whatever it may be. No time for that. You have work on your personality to do, and so do they, if they're that shitty. Yeah. I hope I'm like glistening right now, because it has got to be like 70 dew point in here, okay? 70-degree dew point. It's flaming, okay? It's wet air in here. I like hope my microphone works right now. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I want you all to have better lives. I want you to look in the mirror and not feel like the makeup, the clothing, the performance is performative, like it's covering something up that you're lacking within. So that's the wrong way to do it, honey. You're supposed to do it within first and then work your way out. That's how everything works. That's how all disciplines initiate, is from the foundation up. So if you're watching this, this is the moment in your life. It's time to take that shit seriously. Start by filling up your bathtub and relaxing tonight with some candles or whatever. Put on some music and just don't be a person for a second. Put your phone down. Start in solitude. Start at the center. Work your way out. All right? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it turned out good. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Sorry this video was late. I'm just on that kind of streak right now. But I hope you will forgive me. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. If you liked my hair, my getup and everything. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.